this is a message to all the parents, right? That say, you know what, this remote learning is not for me, right? They're frustrated, because this is new. They got to put more effort in to help their child. That's part of the reason. But it's new to them. A lot of the parents are not tech savvy. A lot of them, struggle with the content, so it's frustrating. And I completely understand that. I completely understand that. But you must also know, parents, that this is difficult for the teachers as well. A lot of teachers are not tech savvy. A lot of teachers that have been teaching for years, this is their first time really using a lot of the technology, and it's struggling for them. So it's difficult for us too. I'm tech savvy, but I didn't even fathom the part of, wait, every student does not speak English. I have non-English speaking students, and I have to teach them remotely on top of the keyboard is not in Spanish, right? So that's maybe a struggle. And some of them are coming to this country and seeing the computer for the first time, right? And using a computer all the time. Yes. So as you can see, right, last week, I've posted a video. It took me about 20 minutes to show a student how to even open up an assignment. And I speak minimal Spanish. They speak minimal English. But after a while, I got it done, and the student was like, man, I can't be a teacher. Like, this is rough. You know what? And I'm glad he recorded it, and I'm glad all the students seen that to let them know, y'all not the only ones. You're not the only ones going through this, right? And I didn't frown. I didn't show any sign of frustration. I took on the approach, and I smiled because I wanted to show them that, yes, this is difficult, but you still find ways, and you don't give up, and you stick to it. So with that being said, right, this type of learning is an adjustment for all of us, and it's critical that the teachers, the parents, and the kids work together and modify their approach, right? Parents, instead of, oh, why is my child failing? And I can't open the link, and hitting teachers up with frustration and coming at them all types of crazy. How about you work with the teachers for additional support to help your child? There's no real good communication from the most part. What I see on social media, there's no real positive communication between the teachers and parents. Instead of bashing them and blaming them for why their child is failing, because y'all not even in the class like that every day to see what's really going on, right? So if you're struggling with something, communicate with them, right? Ask them for help. Partner with the teachers. So, it could be a team between the parent, the teacher, and the child. And give additional support. Yes, parents, you may have to put in additional effort, and I understand that's rough because a lot of you guys, a lot of parents work 2-3 jobs, and it's rough, but this is what it's going to take, and it's going to take more effort from the teachers, right? And the children. It's just not the parents. It's the parents, the teachers, and the child. Everybody has to put in additional effort for this to work. Because this is new and no one's really done this before, it's going to take time for this to work. When we get back to school traditionally, remote learning is still going to be here. It's not going to go anywhere. And there's snow days, we're going to be working remotely. Remote learning is not going anywhere. So just don't think, okay, when we return back to traditional learning, and you guys think that in-person learning right now is the teacher beating up in the kid's face and helping. No, it's not that. In-person learning right now is remote learning in a classroom. Kids are still with their computer, distance from the teacher. In most states. Some states are just throwing kids back in there and they're doing back to normal. And special ed may be different, but for the most part, it's remote learning in a classroom. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check my videos from a few weeks back. Back to the line of all parties have to put in additional effort. All parties. It's just the same thing as saying it takes a village to raise a child. This is the definition of that right now. Everybody. Parents seeked out to find me to get tutoring, and I help them with certain things on top of tutoring. And I give them pointers on how to help their child, right? So if you cannot afford a tutor, there are websites like iExcel and YouTube. All you got to do is type in the topic of whatever assignment it is, and it will pop up on YouTube or Google. Something will pop up. Learn how to use your resources as well. There's tutors, there's fine tutors fresh out of college or in college right now looking for a side hustle. They tutor for like $10-15 an hour. Find those. Like there's so much help. You just have to put in the additional effort to seek it and to find it. The internet, everything that I've learned, all the math that I learned, how I became so good working with remote learning and all these apps I've learned on YouTube or Google. It's all about just putting the extra time and effort to get better. I didn't just wake up and know how to do all this stuff. I asked questions. I reached out to other educators. I was on social media, seeing these videos on TikTok, seeing what they do. That's how I learned how to do all this stuff. I put in the time and effort, and that's why, I am where I am right now with that. I know everyone is not tech savvy, but it just takes time and effort, and that's how I got there. And that's with anything in life. If you want to teach these kids, remote learning is not for me. It's just not an excuse anymore. I'm sorry. You can get better and work at it. And obviously, for kids that are struggling right now with technology and everything, there's always ways around it. I grew up poor, in situations like a lot of these kids, and I grew up just always finding a way. So I'm big on hope. I don't believe in there's an end all be all. There's always a way. That I grew up on hope. When I didn't have nothing, I grew up on hope. I grew up that, okay, there's a brick wall, there's a way around it. There's a way around it to get to my goal. That's what I believe in. That's what I believe in. And I still believe in that, So yeah, comment your thoughts below and let me know what you think.